Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to get the Solar Fury achievement. A player had requested me to actually show you guys how to get the Solar Fury achievement, some tips, and what co-op mission I actually think is the best for it. So the achievement is kill 50 units with a single strike of Artanis' Solar Bombardment on hard difficulty. So in order to do that, I'm going to be playing as Artanis, and I'm going to be playing through on the Vermilion problem on brutal difficulty. And then here, let's actually go back here and check this out. So first, before I do anything, I'm going to show you Spirit, the upgrades that you can have for Artanis. So Spear of Adun Solar Bombardment unlocks the ability for the Spear of Adun to randomly bombard an area for massive damage over 15 seconds. Activate Solar Bombardment from the top panel. So that's the ability that you have to use in order to get the Solar Fury achievement. And then once you get to level 14, you get another upgrade for it. So it's very helpful if you guys try to do this achievement when you're actually level 15 and above. It'll help a lot in getting achievements just because, well, you actually are required to have level 10 in order to get the achievement, and then once you have level 14, it's going to upgrade. So Spear of Adun Solar Onslaught, which is the upgrade, increases the number of shots fired during the Spear of Adun Solar Bombardment ability from 200 to 400, and then activates Solar Bombardment from the top panel. So yeah, that's where you activate it from. But basically, you double the amount of damage you're going to be doing once you get that upgrade, and that's pretty huge. And it lasts longer, I think. Well, actually, no, I don't think it lasts longer. It lasts the same amount of duration, but you just do more damage in that time because there's more shots being fired off. So what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to highlight the spots while I'm playing through this mission which I think are the best. One more thing before I get started, I'm just going to show you my mastery ability where I've allocated those spent points. I've put the points in Power Set 1 into Shield Overcharge Duration and Damage Absorption. Then Power Set 2, I've put points into Warp Charge Cooldown Reduction. And Power Set 3, I put points into Initial and Maximum Spear of Adun Energy. Now, once I've got this all covered, I'm going to hop into the mission, and I'm just going to play with a random player. And I'm making sure to choose the Vermilion problem, like I said before. Now, I had the ability to do Oblivion Express. I think that's where I actually got this achievement before. Like you guys saw in the beginning of this, I had already unlocked this achievement, so it's not going to come up when I actually play through on this. But I think the Vermilion problem is probably better than all the rest of the missions, just for the fact that you get more opportunities to actually have a group of 50 units at one time coming at you. I think the other missions, they do have a couple good opportunities where there's going to be a lot of units like that, but I think the Vermilion problem, because it's, in my opinion, probably the hardest co-op mission out right now, it's also one of the hardest for the reason that there's so many units that are spawned, especially on brutal difficulty. So I'm just going to hop straight into it for you guys. I'm going to move along. I'm going to cut ahead to about the 10-minute mark. And the reason I'm doing this is because there's going to be some, let's see here, overlords that actually come towards my base. So as you can see, my Solar Bombardment ability is just cooling down here. And while this is cooling down, I'm just waiting for an enemy wave to come and attack me. And that enemy wave hopefully will have overlords. So the purpose I'm bringing up the fact that there are overlords is because these overlords, for example, if you're playing multiplayer, you can get an upgrade where you can carry units with your overlords. And when you carry units with your overlords, they can carry up to 8 units in each overlord. And this wave that's going to attack me, there are 7 overlords, and I'm almost certain that all 7 of these overlords are filled with 8 units. So 7 times 8 is 56. So there's 56 units, I'm almost certain, on this in these overlords when I destroy them. I actually destroy them with my Solar Bombardment here in a second without even having them drop more than 2 or 3 units. So there's no way to tell for sure. But yeah, I was just about to use it on these mutalisks, but I realized that the second wave is probably going to be more deadly to me. And as you can see, this is just this is actually pretty laggy. I've always had problems, even with people I'm playing with on this. I'm pausing this right now. Even with people that I'm playing with have told me that this mission has been laggy. I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but it seems like every time I play this, even if I'm not recording, because recording actually slows down my frames per second, but even when I'm not recording, it just seems that this mission kind of, either it has some bugs or there's just too much stuff happening at once. But here we go. I'm going to play and pause this really quick just so you guys can see the count of overlords. Alright, right there. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 overlords on the screen. So like I said before, when they can carry units, they can carry up to 8 units. And because it's a co-op mission, I'm assuming they're going to fill them with the max amount of units. And right here would be, if you guys were playing this and you wanted the achievement, right now would be a perfect time to use your Solar Bombardment and drop it. And as you can see, I killed them all. And they only dropped about 3 of their units. So I killed them before they could even like attack my units. And that probably would have been something that could have gotten you guys your achievement. Now, I did go to one other area just to ensure, because, you know, I figured that was kind of sketchy and you guys can't really base your achievement off just that. And I wanted to just prove to you guys that there are areas where there are actually 50 units, not just in overlords, that come in huge waves. And there are more waves like this, but I'm just focusing on 2 specific cases while I'm playing through this. So here we go, towards the end of this mission here, there's going to be a nice big wave that comes in. I'm just going to try and find it really quick for you guys. Okay, let's see here. Let's see, where is this at? Okay, so I found it for you guys. So this was pretty much one of the last waves, or second to last wave, to actually attack us before we actually finished off this mission. And this would be another ideal location. So if you guys aren't seeing anything that's close enough to 50 units, wait till the end of the mission, because the waves generally get larger and larger by that time. And I'm going to play and stop here just so you guys can pretty much see how many units are actually on here. I'm going to use a couple of my orbital strikes, but before I do, I just want you guys to see. So I actually took the time, and before I actually recorded this, I actually counted all the units in here. And I've got a couple different numbers, but every single time I counted, it was over the number 50. And pretty much my guess is there's about 56 to 60 units in this wave. And you only need to destroy 50 units with one Solar Bombardment. So if you guys are going to wait until the very end of the mission, what I would suggest doing, my tip is to have a couple of units. Don't attack this wave, but kind of bait all of the enemy units into one spot. Once they're close enough together, then you can just let your units die and then drop your Solar Bombardment and have it kill all of those units at the same time before they can run away. And then you should be able to get that achievement. It's getting the Solar Bombardment achievement is really just a matter of selecting the right spot to drop it. You're not necessarily going to run into too low number of units, like not having enough units on the screen. The problem is, at least what I've found, is not dropping it in the correct spot at the right time. Because I've actually had a ton of units right in front of my, right on my screen, but I didn't drop my Solar Bombardment very well. So a lot of the units would actually move around it, or they're already past it, so I didn't end up getting the achievement because of that. But as you can see right here, all of the units just come up here, and there's just a ton of Mutalisks, there's some Infestors, and Zerglings. And that would have been another spot which would have been good enough to actually finish this off. And then I'm just going to jump ahead here and show you guys that I actually beat this mission. So, yep, there is the victory. So I would definitely, so there's the achievement, but I also wanted to point out to you guys that this mission, the Vermilion problem, actually wasn't very hard. I had a good teammate, but it wasn't very hard when I was playing as Artanis. And I suggest, if you guys want to beat this mission pretty easily, I would play as Artanis for this mission. I don't know why, but I just found this mission to be so much simpler with him. I guess maybe it's because he doesn't have a supply cap and he can warp in pretty much any unit wherever he wants on the map at any time, and that just makes him very strong. But I hope this video was helpful for you guys to get that Solar Fury achievement, and I hope that you will use the Vermilion problem on Brutal difficulty to try and get that now. And I hope it really speeds up the process. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.